Let Meehan comes in and says 24 schedule is favorable. Hosting the Texans, the Colts, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Broncos, or the Raiders. And then at the Cardinals, Jaguars, Titans, 49ers, Packers, or Vikings, Steelers or Bengals. So what he's saying there is the Broncos or Raiders, depending on where we finish versus where they finish in their division. Same thing with the Packers or Vikings or the Steelers or Bengals. So it depends on if the Jets finish third in the division and the Packers finish third in their division, we're going to Lambeau Field to face the Packers. And the same for these other positions here. The schedule next year is absolutely more favorable than what we're looking at right now. But remember, that does change because there's an entire offseason. The Texans being viewed as like this chump team coming into the season when it really was not. They were much better than they wound up being. And then even last year, we all said like, hey, the back end of our schedule is going to be significantly easier in 2022. And the beginning part's the gauntlet. Well, we faced all the backup quarterbacks in the first half of the schedule and then had a more challenging back half with the Lions getting hot and, you know, some of these other teams catching a little bit of fire here. Green Bean, what are your thoughts on the 2024 schedule? Do you view this as a favorable schedule for next year?
You know, it's a funny thing, letting me in. You know, we talk about it all the time. And like Ryan just said, like we just never know. I'm getting all shitty looking.
Yeah, you're a little grainy on this side. I mean, I can hear you fine. And it should, I would think, snap back.
Close a few things here. I've been getting frisky over here. You know what I'm doing? I'm actually looking through your YouTube page for the 2021 draft reactions. I want to see some stuff.
Oh, so good.
I want to see some stuff. It's before Taylor was cutting up everything for O'Leary. Zach
Wilson, right? Yeah.
Wilson, Elijah Moore. I'm real curious how we responded to Elijah Moore because it was very outside of the box.
I was surprised. I know for a fact I was surprised. I didn't see that one coming.
Yep, no, without a doubt. I was probably thinking linebacker at that time.
I mean, I was surprised with Brees for sure. Like a year later, I was like, I didn't see us doing that. Totally. I'm glad we did, but was surprised.
But you know, remember 2 years ago, we looked at the beginning of the season. It was we started our first 4 games were against the AFC North, and we ended up going 2-2. You know, and it was like we thought, you know, we were going to go 0-4, and we just looked at that as like a gauntlet, and it wasn't quite the gauntlet that we thought it was. So it's real. And then the back half of the season with the Seahawks and the Jags and the Lions, we were like, oh, that's the easy stretch. We lost all them shits. So it's like, you know, we just you just never know. It's really hard to be able to predict. I tell you, man, you know, teams like the Packers, Vikings, Steelers, like they tend to be good every year, man, or at least hard. They're very rarely dog shit. You know what I mean? So no matter how you slice it, those guys are going to be strong teams. Teams like the Cardinals and Jags, you know, they can, you know, they get good for a year. They're kind of like us. They look like they got it all going on, and then they crumble a lot of the time. So who knows? They're both very talented. But, you know, the Niners, I mean, come on. It actually looks very tough to me.